Good day, everybody. My name is Paul. I'm a psychologist here at Stabilis Rehabilitation Center, working here for the last 25 years. And for today, I would like to discuss or talk about the word change and why people find it so difficult and how we can overcome this with a particular module which we tend to use within Stabilis. And one of the things which people need to understand about the word change is people find it threatening because it's unknown, it's unfamiliar to a lot of people if you hear the word change, because it's something which we're not used to. Because we are creatures of habit, we tend to do and follow certain patterns which we are familiar with, which we find so comfortable with. So let me start explaining something on the whiteboard. So we've got the circle, the first one. We call that circle the comfort zone. Right? Then we've got a second circle, which we refer to the stretch zone. And then last is the third one, is a panic zone. So we've got the comfort zone, stretch zone, and then panic zone. And I would normally ask people, so where do you think people would find themselves more often? And that would be commonly be in the middle one, which we call the comfort zone. And the biggest flaw about the comfort zone, if you stay there too long, you don't grow. You can become stagnant. So that would typically be a 2-year-old child who would be standing on the first step of a swimming pool. If they stay there indefinite, they will never be able to swim. If you go to the stretch zone, like the word is saying, it provokes a certain level of anxiousness or nervousness because it's unfamiliar. But what we do want people is they need to stretch themselves to that particular circle. So the argument would be, if you would put that child onto the second step, where they're still able to stand, you quite often would see, let's say, when you put kids there, they would stand with their hands like this, and they would literally just freeze. And if they stay there for 2, 3, 4 minutes, and they start realizing, you know what, I can actually stand here. Then what happens then? The comfort zone grows bigger, and this one, which was then seen as the stretch zone, becomes our comfort zone because you become comfortable within that second step of the swimming pool. And then what happens? This becomes then your stretch zone, which was initially your panic zone, and then a new circle forms, which you then would call this is now a new panic zone. So that's typically how growth are continuously happening through life. You stretch yourself, you put yourself in at level where you kind of slightly feel anxious or nervous, not too much. And if you stay there long enough, you become more comfortable. But the contrary to this whole theory is also true. So let's go back to the original version, which was a panic zone. If you throw somebody in a panic zone, that would be throwing that child right into the deep end. The tendency is that they get such a fright when they would literally just walk past a swimming pool 5 meters, they would become anxious and nervous, so overwhelming that they don't even want to go into the first step anymore. So what happens then? The comfort zone become smaller. That's not what we want. So we're not trying to throw somebody into the deep end where they completely feel overwhelmed, because that is exactly the opposite of what we would like to accomplish. But again, the emphasis is we need people to stretch themselves into that level where they're a slight bit uncomfortable, it's a slight bit unknown to them, but they can still contain that emotion. So if I can simplify it by giving you an example, somebody would be saying, but I've got a certain level of social anxiety. When I need to meet with new people, I become anxious and I become nervous. And when I would have a drink or I would use a drug, that nervousness tends to disappear. My confidence levels goes up and I find it a lot more comfortable to talk to them. Now that's typically one of the scenarios which we find ourselves with instabilities. And then you need to start challenging these people, because But one thing which we want them to realize that they are capable, they do have those skills. It's something which have they haven't practiced it enough over years because they were almost like cheating with substances by making it easy for themselves. So the challenge would be if a new client would walk into Stabilis, that you would ask that particular client, please talk to that guy. He's most probably more nervous than what you are. Spend 5 minutes with him or her and see what it's like and what you would be hoping for. But he would come back to you and say, yes, Dan, it wasn't that bad. I realized that I can do this without having a substance. And that's typically how change continuously happens. So what I'm trying to do with my clients with Instabillis, I do challenge them to a certain extent. I'm not trying to push them to the panic zone. That's not what we want. But we do want them to stretch themselves a little bit. And that's how change happens continuously. Thanks for listening. Please, if there are any questions, you'll see all our details from Stabilis at the bottom of this video. And please feel free to phone us or to send us an email. Thanks for listening. Bye for now.